what exactly is adenoid face? So this is not a phrase that I coined by any means. This is something I came across, and you can see at the bottom here, it says typical adenoid faces showing mouth breathing, flattened noses, and protruding eyes. And this is from a book that was like written in like the 1800s or early 1900s. If you take a look at all three of these girls, they all have their mouths open. They all have a longer, lower face. And you can see that they have sort of like bags under their eyes, or their eyes are kind of protruding. So adenoid face is when the face is not developing as it should ideally. So what does that even mean? So in an ideal world, from infancy onwards, we should have our tongue up against the roof of the mouth with a light suction. When the tongue is up against the roof of the mouth with a light suction at rest, from infancy onwards, what happens is that the upper jaw, the mid-face, the maxillary bones, if you will grow wide, flat, and forward. And that is ideal growth. And then the mandible follows wide, flat, and forward. Also, when the tongue is up against the roof of the mouth with light suction, you're breathing through your nose. Breathing through your nose is beneficial for so many reasons. The production of nitric oxide, the air is filtered, it's humidified. There's so many benefits to breathing through your nose. But if or when there's a tongue tie, or if or when there are allergies, the adenoids and the tonsils often become very enlarged, making it impossible to breathe through the nose. So where else can you breathe from? Your mouth. So you have to have an open mouth posture to breathe through your mouth. And your tongue, instead of being up against the roof of the mouth, is down at the floor of the mouth. And the pressure is being exerted there, and your face starts to grow downwards. So this was literally happening to my son, who recently, just last week, had his tonsils and adenoids removed, and he had his tongue tie cut. His adenoids, we found out after the removal, were actually blocking his nasal airway 100%. That's insane. Additionally, we did some blood testing for allergies, and his testing was just off the charts. His allergies were worse than any of ours in the house, and we all kind of suffer from allergies. We talked to the ENT about it, and our ENT told us that the allergies were so bad because his tonsils and adenoids were so enlarged, and they were trapping every single allergen and making his body just respond to that. It's like this cycle of enlarged tonsils and adenoids, making it so you can't breathe through your nose, so you have to breathe through your mouth, which affects your craniofacial development, which leads to crowded teeth, which leads to TMJ problems after. And there's so many different ways that this can go, but that's just sort of one of the cycles that I see. And for some people, a tongue tie can be at the root of it all. Before you start commenting that this is like pseudoscience, look at Dr. Bobby Gahari's website. Look at the Breathe Institute. That's Dr. Suresh Zagi. These are both really great ENTs that have done a ton of research on this. So before you start attacking me in the comments, go ahead and take a look at that. But I just think this information is so interesting, and especially so since my own son has gone through it, and also especially so because my practice is a TMJ practice, and the adults that I see usually have this facial pattern and a history of allergies that were very extreme. So if this resonates with you, save this video, share it with someone who you think this might apply to, and sound off with any questions below. Thanks, guys.